Hey guys, NW Order for Life here with the Akame Got Kill episode 18 review. I'm gonna go quickly because I actually made a review for this and it was 15 minutes long, so really quick since there's a lot to talk about. Um, Esdeath goes to see this guy that's the second in command of the religious organization. He is a spy, or he's a plant by the minister of the capital, so that they can, assassinate the leader of the organization and take over. Esdeath is there to protect him. He introduces them to four Rakshasa demons, demon assassins. They call the Rakshasa demons, I think, and they do not have tegus. They just fight with their with their bodies, their bare hands. Night Raid is going on the mission to to assassinate the guy who I believe his name is Bullock or Yorick, I forget, something like that. But they're going to assassinate him. Tatsumi and mine scout the outer part of the town, and Lubbock scouts the inner streets that's near the target location, while Akame goes to check this secret entrance route that they heard about. Tatsumi and mine don't encounter anything. They just have a little, bickering, shopping time. Um, Lubbock gets caught by two of the Rakshasa assassins, and they try to kill him. And he plays dead by covering his body in wires, like where the punch connects, and also um, he blocks his blood vessels with string, so that they can't feel his pulse. So they leave him on the floor thinking he's dead. Then a girl comes. This is a girl he was supposed to meet, a spy or whatever. They try to kill her, and he decides no, he's going to get up and he's going to protect the girl. So then he starts doing all these flashy moves with his strings. He swings them in the air, and he he makes like barriers of strings and like swinging them around. And he makes this weapon that's similar to what Tatsumi's and Curcio makes. And he swings like that halberd around in the air and goes for a downward strike. And they're like, "Oh, this is so showy and flashy, and this is pathetic." And he's like, "Well, yeah, but it worked. It got the girl. Look behind you," and the girl's gone. And so he's like, "Now I'm gonna be gone." He runs away, and one of the Rakshasa assassins, a big strengthened guy, goes after him, super, really fast, and he gets caught in Lubbock's wires. And Lubbock explains this, they're called the realm severing threads, and they're like, the strongest and sharpest threads from this danger beast. And this guy gets his face cut off, and then while this guy is dealing with that temporarily, Lubbock makes a javelin, a spear, out of his wires, and he launches it at the guy's chest, and the wires go right for his heart, and Lubbock pulls him and kills him. The heart gets all shredded. Then the girl, this girl assassin from the Rakshasa, she and Lubbock have kind of been like flirting a little bit throughout the whole thing, and she goes after Lubbock, and she uses this oil from her body, like this oily nature, yeah, like sweat, kind of like her sweat, that she protrudes from her body and spews it out all over Lubbock's wires, like dulling his barrier, making it not sharp and not and weighing it down. And then she zips across like all around Lubbock, gets a hit on him. Lubbock's like, "Oh, I can't take another one of those hits. I'll be dead." And he throws two knives at her, and she dodges the knives, and then she's about to kill him, and they're flirting a little bit, and he says, "I would have hit on you if if you weren't if it was different or something like that." And she was like, "Well, I probably would have let you because I don't dislike guys that do that." She's like, "Oh well, we'll have to save it for our next life." And then Lubbock pulls the knives with his strings right into her back. Then and she dies, and then he goes off. Akame meets this old former teammate. Well, she's getting information from these two spies in the secret entrance area, that they're telling Akame about this entrance, and she should be careful and everything. Then they just die from behind, and their heads are hanging in this guy's hands, and this guy is a former assassin that from Akame's group, and then Akame tries to fight him. He has perfect control of his body. He's like elastic in a way. He's kind of like Luffy, but he doesn't stretch super strong. Just like he can like extend his limbs really far and like kind of like flap them like they're whips, and he dodges like a snake kind of thing. And he also is able to like extend his hair out of his body, kind of like a porcupine or something really spiky. And what happens is that he says that it's from the Kraken water that is in his lake, that's behind his temple that he's been raised in, where the Rakshasa demons have been raised in the temple. And basically, because the four of them been drinking that water, they have full control motion over their body. And full control, I guess, how she can protrude her sweat, that girl, how he can do his hairs or whatever, and the muscle guy had really strong punches, I guess. So this is like all the powers and strengths of their body is from this water of the Kraken in the lake behind their temple. And then Akame fakes the dude out. He grabs her Muramasame, whatever it's called, her Tegu, and he touches it, and it kind of rejects him, because he said something bad about it before, so she figured it wouldn't like him. And while he's distracted with that, she goes on top of his back and she twists his neck, and then she takes her sword and she slices him in half, and he dies. And then Run tries to kill her really quick from the air, but she dodges it without even seeing him. And he's like, well, that wasn't work, but you know what? He's reconnaissance, and since he's reconnaissance, he knows now about the secret entrance and that Akame is trying to infiltrate, and that's all he's got to do. He's just going to leave and tell everybody about it. And then finally, we have Tatsumi and Mine meet the true leader of the religious cult group, and he says they're tied by the red string of fate, and that they should become a couple. And they're all like, "What? It's crazy. Who would ever be a couple with that guy? With that, And that pretty much ends the episode. Also, Wave and Kurome also had a flashback where Kurome was in a lot of pain, and she was afraid that if she couldn't fight, that she would be kicked out of the Jaegers, and thus she would be killed for being useless. And Wave, was just trying to comfort her, and she was in his arms and everything. So yeah, kind of like a pairing moment there. But that's it. So that's better. That's 8 minutes, better than 15, right? So thanks for watching the video, guys. Be sure to give me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the episode and characters and whatnot. I don't know if you're excited for next week, where it's like Seiryu is going to be fighting Mine and Tatsumi. And yeah, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thumbs up if you'd like. Thank you. Have a nice day.